found ourselves in Tours. So we drove in, now we're here. Allie's happy.
There's a Starbucks here, so that means it passes as a real village or city or town.
So we're not staying in Bois or Saint Gervais La Fouette anymore. We're in Tours now. And so we're gonna start to show you around a little bit with Tours. We're gonna go get some food. And it looks like people are walking around with Starbucks. So probably a coffee, just because we can. Not because we need it, because we can, and because we're Americans. So every time I hear an alarm, like an emergency, that was a Prius cop. Only in Europe, Prius cops, you know, trying to save the environment and rescue people at the same time. Every time I hear that kind of alarm, I think of Jason Bourne.
Me too. I can't help it. I'm like, he's here somewhere.
I'm like, or Ocean's 11. Is that right?
Italian Job.
No, not
Italian
Ocean's
Job.
11. Italian Job.
Okay, we got Starbucks, so that was nice. That was like just a treat. You don't know what you don't have until it's gone, and almond milk lattes are one of those things for moi. Not complaining, just observing and being grateful for what we have here in Tours, including one of the most beautiful city halls apparently in all of Europe. It is quite lovely, not gonna lie. Babe, we're in Tours and I found a salad.
Look at that. Let's tour the salad. I got fish and chips. I know it's not from around here necessarily. I'm not for sure on that one. I imagine it's a British thing. But I was hungry for it, you know. I was thinking of the Gordon Ramsay restaurant that we missed in Bordeaux. And I got fish and chips today because one of the first restaurants I went to that was Gordon Ramsay's was inside Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. And I got fish and chips. Welcome to my thought pattern.
And you're gonna put mustard on it.
Mustaza!
Good night. See you tomorrow. Village on the water.
You wanna film it? Or?
Pretty stuff out there. Think we found where it is, judging by all the cars and tour buses. You want to get a baguette from the vending machine? Good morning from our final Château visit. It's really bittersweet. I feel like we have this thing going this whole week, and I feel like, you know, here we are at the very last Château that we're going to see in this region, Château de Villandry. And we are very excited to be here. The unique feature of this chateau is the gardens. When you are looking at the chateaus in this area, they don't even bother really to show you the inside of this one. They just show you pictures of the gardens because they are so extensive, well planned out, and lovely. So we're here. We're really excited to show you a whole new chateau today, and let us know what you think about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are going to be continuing our journey through France, and you don't want to miss anything. Babe, if you want to get fresh, some fresh.
Fresh. Cool area. You can cool off. Nice. You can get creme fraiche. Okay, we're inside the Villandry quarters. And we're gonna go creme fraiche. Cooling off.
How's it feel?
Great.
Is it cool in here?
It's like a refrigerator.
As we're going into the chateau, I can only really think of one thing. It's pronounced Villandry, which reminds me of me when I used to ask my sister if she did her laundry, because her nickname's V. Villandry. That's how I memorize things.
Too. I thought of laundry too.
Look, it's a moat. It's the crocodile moat. Sure. Guess we're going upstairs first. Yes.
Look how pretty it is in my stones.
Wow.
Very wonky. I feel drunk.
Of all the chateaus, we came here specifically for the gardens. So we don't know much about the chateau yet. I'm gonna learn it right now. But we saw pictures of the gardens. Out of all the chateaus, this was the garden palace, the garden paradise. It's beautiful. And the chateau's cool too, but we're gonna check that out. But we're checking the gardens out.
I wish you guys were here too to see it. It's so lovely, like such charming, enchanting gardens. And the castle right in this area just makes it so much more lovely. And then the village in the background, it's so cute. If you want to go this way, you can have even more of a walk through the woods to the Belvedere, which is like a partially open house with a lovely view for like summertime.
The one thing I really love about these chateaus is the old wood floors. It's like the best way to find out where your housemates are or visitors are, because you can't walk anywhere without making a ton of noise. I mean, imagine you're like, you know where everybody's at all times.
Growing up, my grandparents had a house with a fountain in the front entry, and it was so nice. And one time I got really emotional because they sold the house and I realized the fountain wasn't really being used anymore and probably remodeled. I don't know why that struck me so hard, but this is redeeming. It's nice to see.
So upon coming in, we received two pamphlets, one for the gardens and one for the chateau. And the chateau information starts at 1900 when the current owner's family purchased this property. And so it kind of shares the story about the current owners and the grandfather in 1905. But the property dates back to the 15th century, along with the other chateaus that we came in. Just yesterday's chateau as well, in the 15th century. And it's very interesting, the connection with this property and some of the pieces of art, including the ceilings, that came from the Moorish people. Now, if you were watching our videos, you would have noticed the Moorish people. We introduced them in Spain, in southern Spain, in Sevilla, first at the Royal Palace, and then at the Alhambra. So 3 of the ceilings that were designed and created for this property are actually at international museums on display. The beautiful Moorish style tapestry paintings. So hopefully we get to see the one that remains, I think, that's here, and check out some of the other features of the chateau before we go check out the gardens. Look at this painting, guys. It's really a modern day version of Instagram. And the guy was basically taking pictures of himself, painting pictures of himself, and we're looking at him, looking at himself in a mirror, which is the equivalent of what our kids do on Instagram.
I know. I would not.
Junk in the trunk, baby, over here, you know? You paint that, you're in trouble these days. You gotta get that out of your mind. It's not good.
I mean no disrespect by this, but it's just an odd way to talk about angels and Jesus, especially this one right here. Well, both of those ones actually. I don't know. Oh. Moorish.
That's pretty surprising.
recent than like medieval or I guess, you know,
Renaissance.
Renaissance. Yeah, it's like definitely like 1900s vibes. So you would see houses kind of like this even in California. Like it reminds me of some houses in the Pacific Palisades.
Puppet theater. Whack-a-mole? Okay. Babe, would you wear one of those neck things?
Yeah, I might. Depends on the occasion. Babe, the bigger question is, would you wear tights with shoes with bows and a dress and a cape and one of those things around your neck? Would you do it? Would you guys do it?
No, I don't wear Guess jeans.
Who else can't help but think of Mary Poppins? Chim chimney, chim chimney. Lovely. The gardens are magical, magical, magical. I read downstairs that this was originally where food was grown for lords in the area. You just missed my entire rendition of Step in Time? You didn't record that, babe? I hit everything perfect. This is not quintessential European vibes. I don't know what is.
What, Grouchy? Are you gonna be like the other one in Sevilla that bit me in the back of the leg? White and lilac, purpley, pinky, and then we go into this one, and it's like orange and yellows. I'm gonna get a little creative. Just let him grow naturally, so he could take a couple days off because those guys are working non-stop. He just said, let it grow naturally. This is really special to walk through these gardens. They're so beautiful, and we're only seeing it from eye level, so can't wait to see it from up above. the prettiest gardens you've ever seen?
You can't always compare them. Like Versailles is magnificent.
You can't compare.
Okay.
Comparison's a good thing.
I mean, Versailles is, I would say, much larger and more expansive with more water features and statues and things, and so it's hard to kind of say that this is the same style garden, but this is absolutely beautiful and definitely one of the top, I'd say top three gardens.
For references to compare. Well, those, you compare the nutritional content, don't you? One really fun thing about this garden is when you get like a 15-degree separation from where you started, you have a completely different view. And so you're like seeing all different stuff.
We have seen so many beautiful chateaux the last few days. Make sure you go and watch the other videos if you have not. Also, don't forget, we've been playing a game this whole time where you have to tell me, obviously, like, I'm not in the market for a castle. I'm not in that class, guys. But if I were, and if you were, it's kind of fun to imagine and think about, like, what do you prefer and why? And it kind of tells you something about yourself and how you think, and helps you like get to know yourself a little bit more. So that's my question to you. If you were gonna live in a castle, out of the ones that we've seen, the chateaus, which one would it be and why? Share that with us in the comments. We are wrapping up this leg of the journey. A few things that we've definitely learned in the Loire Valley is that you probably need a car, which is also probably why we're like some of the youngest people that we've seen at all of the chateaus. There are a lot of school trips, but apart from that, the people that are just kind of making their way to the chateaus on their own tend to have cars and be a little bit older. We definitely, probably in retrospect, would have stayed in tours or in a bigger area and then driven out from there. But I like that we did stay in a place so close to the chateaus for those days, because it made it really a lot quicker to pop in and pop out, and while we're working and stuff, it made it pretty convenient. But it was just not a lot of food or amenities or things out there. Beautiful countryside, absolutely wonderful views, experiences, lots of things that we're gonna treasure forever that we've been able to experience here and share with you. And so thank you for coming along, and we're really excited to continue through France with you and share our journey throughout the rest of the world.
As Ellie mentioned, getting a car if you're in this area is almost a must. We knew about the bus paths and about the train routes, and it worked on paper, but then when we got here, it did not work. I mean, there was 3 buses that departed to the first chateau we went, but only one returning, and the one returning was at 6 a.m. So that doesn't really work. And so it's like adding all of it up. We're really good travelers, I think, but you know, encountering that hurdle was like, we have to get a car. And the car was perfect. We got a one-way from Blois back to Tours, same price. So we're gonna return at the train station, which is essential. Make sure you line up all your dots, you know, when you're making trips like this, if you are coming out. If you don't have the opportunity because of time to come out to these chateaus, for an extended period of time, a few days or a week, you can always take a day trip from Tours. You can take a day trip from Paris, essentially, and you can visit the top 2, which is really fun. So it's pretty pricey, almost the exact same price of just spending the time here, if you just add it up. In addition to that, we took the train into Tours, and the train routes are so easy. Tours has 2 different train stations, keep that in mind. So you can rent a car with a US driver's license in France for up to 90 days. It's the Schengen agreement period. It restarts again, presumably when you come back in for the next time. So no problem there. Drive on the right side of the road. Everything's very explanatory. you know, if you've got these like small streets and it kind of curves in, the smaller arrow seems to be the one that has to be passive to the thicker black arrow. I'm not sure exactly on all of the French driving laws, but it's been very easy. Google Maps, plug it in, drive around, very simple. The car rental prices were very affordable, so that was pretty cool. And it is definitely a Château essential is to get a car, I think. Well, I'm gonna try to pick one now. And man, I just think you can put the gardens in any one of them personally, but if I had to pick it in the current state, ooh, yesterday's was so nice. That is tough. I'm gonna go with Château, if I said that right. Yesterday's. I think it's yesterday's. The one over the water. Who doesn't want to be able to throw their fishing pole out their master bedroom and catch a big trout? I don't know anybody who doesn't want to do that. So that's a winner. Allie said that she doesn't want to do that, but that's funny. I would say that one. You can add the gardens anywhere. I like that one the best. I know it's a little isolated, but that's a gem. That one's a gem.
No surprise to you guys, probably I would pick Château d'Amboise, the one with the little village around it, right on the water. I loved the sound of the water. But at the end of the day, if Jeremy wanted to move into the other one, I definitely would. I would say yes. I would follow you there, babe.
Ah.
That's for the cheaters. Look at the placemats in the garden restaurant. Because how can you not eat it after walking through it? It looks delicious. A lot of people, when they see a garden, they think pretty flowers, and I think food.
That's a funny observation.
I can confirm that the garden does not only look good, it tastes good too. And I absolutely love all the herbs they put on this, or herbs, depending on where you're from. Yeah, just like dill and cilantro, which is, what is the British name for cilantro? I forget.
I don't know.
Anyway, it's delicious. Coriander, that's what it is. The coriander is very nice. Okay, just dropped the car off and really glad we went to the Avis office earlier to check where we're returning it, because it's in some dodgy alleyway that requires a code. Yeah, good job, Jeremy. Always planning ahead.